Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to put a reed on a clarinet. This will be a beginner lesson for absolute beginners, so let's get right into the video. If you've played a clarinet before or played a clarinet a few times, then you probably know how to put the reed on the mouthpiece using the ligature properly. But if you're an absolute beginner, this is the video for you. If this is like your first time playing the clarinet or the first few times, maybe you can't get the right sound out of your clarinet, this is the video for you. So let's get right into this. I'm going to take this apart because this is already basically assembled, not perfectly, but it's basically assembled. I'll show you the three pieces that you're going to need to know about. The first piece is the mouthpiece, no pun intended, because people call me a mouthpiece because I talk a lot, okay? But anyways, with that joke aside, if you watch this channel, you'll know I talk a ton and I talk at lightning speed and I have thousands of videos, so literally, I am literally a mouthpiece. How ironic is it that I'm showing you what a mouthpiece is, okay? Anyways, this is the mouthpiece. It has a little hole on one side and an angled piece on the other side. The whole part is essentially where you will put the reed, okay? So the next thing that you need is the reed itself. Now be careful, not all reeds are created equally, okay? Some are for saxophones, some are for clarinets. They're different sizes, they're different types. But at the end of the day, they're all very, very similar, just slightly different, okay? Now your reed needs to be wet. So make sure you leave it in your mouth when you are setting up your clarinet, okay? Mine is already decently wet, so we're good to go. Now take note that on the reed, there is a flat side. So there's a flat side here, it's completely flat, and then there's a side that is has a finished look on it, and then it angles inward, okay? You need to know the difference between those two sides. The next thing is this ligature, which holds the reed in place onto the mouthpiece. With the ligature, there's like a smaller end, a narrow end, and a wider end. Obviously, you know, it's gonna make sense when you put the reed on, but the wider end usually goes on the bottom so that it can get more narrow onto the reed, which will keep it in place, okay? Very, very simple and straightforward. There's really not that much to it. So what you wanna do is loosen your ligature a little bit by loosening those screws right there, those bolt heads right there, okay? Loosen it just ever so slightly. Then what you're gonna do is take your wet reed, okay? Make sure it's nice and wet, and you get the flat side of it, the side that's completely flat all the way through, okay? You can kind of see the difference there. Not the side that has the curve, which is on this side, okay? The side, whoa, I almost lost it, and I'm in my basement bathroom. If I lost this on the floor, I was gonna have to wash it, okay? So thankfully I caught it, so, okay, make sure it's nice and wet. Not the curved side, but the flat side. The flat side goes against the whole portion of the mouthpiece, like that. What you want to do is line up that reed to be in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. The tip of the reed should be in line with the tip of the mouthpiece. It should look like that. Not like this, not too high, not too far forward, not too low or too far back, right? You want them to be lined up and you want it to be centered. So make sure it's centered along that whole portion, okay? That's how you get the best sound. Then you're gonna take your ligature and it should be somewhat loose. You're gonna place it over top. I like to leave the bolt heads facing the reed side, but that's a matter of personal preference, okay? You're gonna place it over top of the reed, past the point. You wanna get it onto that finished portion, past this point over here, where it sort of looks like it's been shaved off. You wanna get it onto that curved portion that I spoke about, okay? When it's in place, make sure your reed is nice and straight, and then tighten up that ligature by tightening those bolts. It doesn't have to be super tight, it just has to be decently tight, okay? Once it's all lined up and tightened nicely, you're good to go. At that point, you can place the mouthpiece on top of your assembled clarinet, just like that. Make sure it's nice and straight, and then you can play. Basically, I think at this point I've taken this video a little bit too far by jamming out to my own clarinet playing, but what are you gonna do? I love making videos and I obviously have a lot of fun when I make them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.